All right, so this picture is particularly special to me because I have kind of a kinship to this character here. I actually understand Charlie Brown. But not only that, I am a huge fan of Charles Schultz. And a little bit quick story time. I love Peanuts so much. My wife, as a Father's Day gift, she got me the complete artworks of Charles Schultz. Every last episode that he's ever published in the Sunday paper. And I have that collection from 1950 to 2000, the year of his death back in February. And his last issue was published February 3rd, and he ended up dying a week later. But now I did the line work on this picture here, and I did the sketch earlier, and now I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup, and I'm not going to work on the flat panel now. Now this particular spot, I decided to do the under flat panel as gray for Snoopy, and just doing a little bit of cleaning up around there because it was a rush job. And the reason why I was doing that because one is it's a white background. I could have made the background transparent so I can color it a lot easier, but hey, I tend to make things a little bit difficult for myself sometimes. That's just who I am. So I went to a different layer and I decided to color that layer white and just color some spots, not the complete dog, but just color some spots white so that way I can blend it into the previous layer. And I take my blending brush and I'm cleaning it up a little bit. So now you can see that it is cleaned up quite nicely. Now I'm working with the undershirt here for the flat panel for Mr. Charles Brown here, Charlie Brown, Mr. Good Grief himself. And I'm cleaning up the extra paint that's on outside of the lines here. And here's another fun fact. Charles Schultz is the first comic strip artist to introduce African American characters into his series. After the death of Dr. King, he introduced the character Franklin, the first African American comic strip character in history. Now, if somebody thinks I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to put it in the comments and show me otherwise. But that's from what I understand from my knowledge. So now what I am doing is I am, taking his iconic black shorts, but I'm doing a gray undertone on the flat panel. And now on the multiply panel, I am using black and I am blending it so I can show the separation of legs. Just a nice detail here and there. And so I took the opacity and put it down a little bit so that way you'll be able to see the difference. Now I am now working on his flesh, his arms, his legs, his face. Just doing a rush job, just coloring outside the lines for a second, and then taking the paint bucket and just bam, making it a little bit darker. And I am now taking my pencil tool and I am cleaning up spaces that I've missed before. Now I missed his legs obviously, so now I'm cleaning those up as well. And I am erasing outside the lines, rush job. And as you can see, there's some spots that I still got to clean up here with my pencil tool, so I'm going back and just playing clean up here. Now, I had an opportunity to watch It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown the other night, and it still brings back memories. But now I am finished with the flat layer, and I'm going to my multiply screen layer, and I am now putting my shade and shadow on his face so I can blend it out. Not a lot to shade, but just enough to tell some type of distinction in the artwork here. And I am working on the shirt now. And what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and do all of the scratch work when it comes to shade and shadow. And then I will come back with my blending brush and I will take care and blend it out at one time. Now, I've already did some blending before, but now I'm coming back with Snoopy and I'm gonna come back with some more gray, make it a little bit darker so that way give it a little bit more distinction because that gray undertone is a little too light for my taste. So now I am going to come back with a little bit of a darker gray so that way I can, yeah, that was a mistake. I'm not doing that around the eyes. So now I'm taking my blending brush because there was not a lot to do as far as this is concerned. And I am cleaning it up and it looks a whole lot better now. Snoopy looks more distinguished than before. And I'm cleaning him up a little bit. You know, he's not looking dingy, but at the same time, you know, just cleaning him up and looking pretty good there. And now I'm going back to Charles Brown or Charlie. And I am cleaning up some of the multiply layer, you know, just smoothing out his shoes, his socks there. And I'm going to come back with my screen after I finish this color right here, and I'm just going to blend his legs a little bit. I'm going to clean up his face so I won't look so hard on the face and everything. And now I'm on my screen page now where I'm making light sources here. You know, and just blend it out just a little bit, you know. And I am hitting up with his eyes. And just cleaning up, just adding a little bit of highlights on his ears a little bit. You know, not too much. Something on the spot on the back there. I'll just clean it up so there'd be a little bit of distinction with the line there. And I'm working with his nose. And I'm just adding a little bit of detail to the crooked line that is on his shirt. So that way it'd be a little bit of distinction. Not a lot. And I'm just looking over my work and I'm doing a little bit of shadow there, a little patency. I took it down to like maybe 65 and I'm blending it now so I make it look like there's a nice light shadow from a light source there. And afterwards, you gotta sign your work because if you don't, no one will know who did it.